I retired from professional rugby league after 15 years, which took me through how many different clubs now? 4 different clubs, 3 in the NRL at the Raiders, Dragons and Manly. Then I went overseas for 1 year at St Helens. Retired due to injuries, and it was time for me to move on. I'm learning so much. There's so much to learn, but I get to go out to sites and check on our men and women and seeing how they're travelling and really be there to support them as well. That's the approach I'm taking, because during my career I was always someone that's very proactive in supporting, my teammates or the community. So I'm bringing that across now to the rail, and to be out there and have those conversations with our men and women out in the jobs and where they're at, because there is challenges, the amount of work, the work that they're doing, but also the isolation at some places. So I know from our end, we're always making sure we're checking on each other, and it's just another day to remind people that it's important for not just myself or anyone here, but throughout the whole company, that we're there to support each other. I grew up in a small community, I guess, and there was a mentality like, any emotions you showed, you'd be like toughen up week, and I sort of carried that through until, my early 20s, and I was, suffering. I just didn't know where to go and get help, because no one in the community or anyone that I was brought up around asked for help or spoke to a counsellor. Or so I suffered a lot, and I was very lucky to have my wife. She was only my partner at the time, come into my life and help me get professional help. And I was just such a big believer in it, to encourage others. There's help out there. Put your hand up. It's okay to ask for that, and changed my life. That's why I've always been an advocate since then about sharing my message and helping others out to ask for help. There's so many different ways of doing that. To reach out to a friend, to a colleague, to your boss, to anyone. Just have that conversation and say, I need help. And my short period of time being in the rail, I've had 5 or 6 people that have reached out to me, and me saying, hey, I'm here to support you, and they want that support, they want that help, they want a direction where to go to get that help. And it's important to sort of share that. And and the stigma, it's so, we need to get rid of that. So we're there, and we create those supportive environments throughout all workplaces, not just in the rail, through all different work environments. You just need to normalise those conversations. So it's not just like a one-off, or speak about your feelings, your emotions, how you're feeling on that day, and understand that people are not going to judge you. The people are there to actually help you, and that's what's the most important part of this. And these days are all different. That we normalise it, and we got to stop talking about just one day, or no, we do it all the time. We're always there to support each other and be there to listen and to help each other. Any stresses, if it's drinking, if it's being away from home, to identify that those things may affect them, and to support themselves not to drink, that they're going to be away, to make sure they're in regular contact after work with their family members and friends, and just to understand that it's going to be tough, and that they need to make sure they're equipped with the right tools to handle that, and to overcome that, and to understand there is help there. There is numbers, there is websites, there's people there to support you as well, and they're not alone. That's really important. I know from my experience that I did think I thought I was alone. I was on an island, no one was there to help, but there really was. All I had to do was put my hand up and ask for it. I do it now. I do it constantly, just to check in with guys, how they're travelling, how's everything at home, get to know them. I think that's the most important thing. Get to know each other. Put your phones down and actually have a conversation. That's the most thing I believe, and people feel comfortable when you do that, when you do check in, because then that next time they might go, hey, Joel, I am struggling a little bit. I am having different problems at home, or they feel that connection where you can. So build that with your work friends and your and also your friends, and so then they do feel comfortable to get that help. I know a lot of my coping was always, I'll go and have a beer, and you talk about it, but drinking and taking someone to the pub and having a beer and having plenty of beers is probably not the best way to deal with these situations. I feel like it's to take away alcohol and just to have a normalise this conversation. Go for a walk or have a couple. It's just I guess I do that now. I make sure it's not about taking someone to go and have a couple of beers and to talk about it. It's actually just have a chat and go for a walk, or even if it's an activity, go and play a game of touch or tennis, whatever it is, just to eliminate alcohol from it, because in a lot of the incidents I know for myself, it was probably one of the issues that were contributing to my mental ill health and where I was at. Obviously, there's a reason why you're sort of questioning this, because that you have seen signs. If they're isolated, they're drinking more, their language, how they're speaking about themselves or others, the type of mindset they're in at that time, and it's a change. If there's different things that are happening in their life, if they've lost a family member, if they've had a divorce, they're moments you've got to be aware of, and events that you sort of go, all right, he's had a divorce, or he's whatever's happening in his life, I need to reach out and check in on him, see if he's okay, ask the question. There's all these different things that can sort of be, you like to call them a bit of a red flag, to go, hey, I should reach out now. I should have a conversation and check how he is, and let him know that I'm there to support her or him, if they need anything.